not a swinger.
I'm so embarrassed.
I'm a professional woman. Oh my God, Olivia. Somebody said I were a celebrity.
I'm a celebrity, oh my God.
That's a threat.
Back the fuck up, bitch.
Oh.
Have I not got enough girth?
One cock here, one cock there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Drop it like it's hard.
Is that all I know? Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
If you're gonna
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Welcome back, guys, to the SwingHub Podcast. I'm Gage.
I'm Olivia.
And today, what we're talking about today, we're going through
Having the conversation.
Oh,
The number one. I think it's the hardest thing, isn't it? It's definitely the hardest thing ever.
It's the number one question currently sitting in your inbox right now.
How do I have the conversation? How do I approach my wife? How do I approach my husband? How do I approach my fiance? How do I do this? How do I do that? What is she going to say? What if she doesn't say anything?
Is she even going to reply back to the message? I'm not too sure. Oh my goodness.
It's such a really scary. It is scary. It is scary because you don't know how they're going to perceive it at all.
No.
Because
but it's also the case of me asking you and you asking me is two separate, different conversations altogether.
yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, the woman approaching the man and the man approaching the woman. It's completely different and how you perceive it. Because I feel like women are definitely overthinkers as well.
Hey, biggest overthinker over here as well. Look,
whoop,
whoop, whoop. Give it up.
I've just got to overthink every scenario.
It is. And just before we actually get into the topic of having the conversation and kind of what we feel would be the right way to do it, let's just address a few things of before you have that conversation, the mindset behind it. Because there's a lot of guys out there, and I'm calling you out, and I know you exist, is a lot of guys like, oh, I want to convince my partner to get into a lifestyle with the only intention of wanting to sleep with other women and not really taking their partner into consideration of, well, will they want to sleep with other guys? Because that would be a big red flag for them. Like, no, definitely not. I just want loads of women, and that's it, right?
Yeah. I think you've both got to be completely sexually open, really dirty vanillas, like always having that little like dirty talk during sex. I think you all, like both parties, needs to be very open and very sexually free in that sense before you even approach this situation. Because I feel like you said, if a guy is like, who doesn't want to sleep with another girl, but she's completely straight as well, and you're like, well, why would I want to sleep with another girl? If they're just doing it for their own satisfaction, that's because that's what they want to do, and so should she want to do that.
Yeah, and I'm only using guys as an example because the 99% of the time landing in your inbox is men asking you, how do I convince, the word convince, oh my God. How do I convince my wife to start swinging? You can't convince people. The word convince should just be removed from the whole situation. Baby, take over.
It seriously gets you riled. I'm just like, there's another one that wants to convince the wife, or like the comments, how do I convince, or how do I persuade? That's another one. Persuade the wife or persuade my partner.
It's not convince, it's how do I sit down and talk openly about joining the swingers lifestyle with my partner? That's what the mindset should be.
She's getting really, really
There's a rant coming, baby.
He looks like he's going to start doing a rant. But yeah, convincing or persuading, you really, really gets your back up, doesn't it?
It does.
100%.
It's just the wrong mindset.
Yeah, and if they've started off being the wrong way already, you think, what is this conversation going to start? Even if they're starting saying convince and persuade, you think sitting your wife down and going, okay, we're going to sleep with girls now.
Do you know what? It's just when they say, how do I convince? Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, babes, did you know, if we sleep with more women, we'd actually earn more money and we can live in like big house and drive fancy cars. That's convincing somebody to like start something. You can't just go and say that. The mindset has to be there. But I want to bring up another little subject before we get onto the subject of having that conversation of people leaving comments on your like TikTok videos or your Instagram reels and pictures, and it's kind of like, yo, I couldn't like have another man hang out the back of my missus, you know, bro. Whoa! What back the fuck up. All right, 2 seconds. But if their wife came up to them and was like, I actually want to bring another woman into the bedroom, I bet you anything they would be like, yeah, bro, I'm down for that. Yeah, I'll hang out the back of someone else's missus for sure.
But no one can hang out the back of my missus, but I can hang out.
Yeah, but if you're a guy and you're coming up
else's.
and trying to hang out the back of my missus, bro, that is not happening whatsoever. That is not happening. And while I'm on the subject of comments, I'm going into a rant. What are you doing to me? Is we get these comments on TikTok and it's, yo, I can't be having my wife sleeping with the whole city. I can't be, you know, this is totally wrong. Marriage is, you know, sacred. Sacred is a big word. You know, sometimes it's, you know, we'll get like a little Bible verse in there as well, you know, and it'd be like a little religious slur of why it's wrong. But then tell me right now, tell me right now that at the end of the night, they get tucked up into bed. They put the sheets over the head. Because it's cold outside, right? You ever do that when you go for a wank? You know, you're in bed, you put it over your head, don't you? And it's like a little heated little tent.
I've never done that.
You've never done that, bro. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. If it's cold out, what? Have you done it? Bro, check this out. I'm getting back on. I know we're going off subject, but listen, if you're going to have a wank and it's a bit cold out in your room, put your cover over your head, and when you breathe, it warms it up inside. Your cocoon, bro, right? It makes a wank a bit more easy and a bit more nice. That's all.
I think it makes it a lot better. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
yeah.
lie.
And then
but the
after-
only problem is you can't hear anybody if you're having a cheeky
sneaky
one.
one,
A sneaky
yeah.
one. Yeah, I've gone to bed. I'm a bit tired today, and I'm just like, oh, actually,
Just a quick one.
Just a quick one before I go to bed. And then if you walked in, I'd be like,
But the downside to
"Oh,
that,
you're going to sleep."
the downside to that, right, is oxygen levels. Right? You're at the end, and you're fainting. Yeah. Oh my god, this cocoon, and then you kind of take it off, and it's freezing. You're like, oh, and you're breathing at the same time. Nipples are rock hard because of coldness.
And Bailey tomorrow morning, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know what you
Yeah,
mean."
man,
It's
25 dead in his
game
bed by cocooning from a wank. Died of low oxygen levels. But these guys will get back, you know,
Yeah.
they'll finish their comment and this is disgusting, and then they'll get in a little cocoon, the little wank cocoon, yeah? Get nice and warm, and then watch a chick take 2 dicks.
Have it, and then two girls, one guy.
2 girls, 1 guy,
Yeah.
they'll bang on a bit of blacked, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, that's okay. Bro, because we're living that absolute, your fantasy of what you're watching on your phone, and we're living it in real life, doesn't make it any more right or wrong.
No. It's true.
What was I talking about before I got onto that little
We
subject
are
of
talking about
a wank cocoon? The wank tent.
That's got to be the thumbnail of this video.
The wank tent.
I can't believe we both do it as well.
I didn't know you did it.
Yeah.
I'm not a camper, but you both.
We do. I didn't know you did that. I didn't think you wanked, to be honest with you, Olivia.
We are so open and we talk about so much, but I think it's weird that you don't talk about it sometimes, do you?
No.
No.
Not yourself. To be fair, if I'm being truthfully honest, self-pleasure, I don't know how often you actually do it. It's not like I've actually caught you in the middle of it.
No, because I am very secretive.
Okay.
He's like, please tell me. Please tell me.
Half the time she's at service station.
Half the time she's at service stations. I love that.
I'm never going to live that one down, am
Yeah,
I?
no, that's it. That's you now. Yeah, service station queen. Would.
But yeah,
but
how to have the conversation with your partner and the scariest first step you're ever going to take. And it's literally like this conversation is going to be so different for so many people. And I think it's really hard to coach someone and tell them how to do it properly or correctly, because there isn't really
There's no right way of doing it. Everyone is different.
Because it all depends on the scenario as well. Like, our conversation was completely different to what somebody else's conversation was. It all depends on sexual preference as well, doesn't it? And the man coming up to the woman, and the woman coming up to the man, or the woman coming up to the woman, or the man coming up to the man. Who knows? Everybody's different.
The man to the man.
The man to the man.
Bro.
What if they're
Hey.
Yeah.
The gay community are rock stars, bro.
They've been doing open relationships for years, bro, like donkey's years.
The gay community, they know how to party. Like,
some of the parties look amazing, don't they?
I'm borderline jealous. I'm not even gay, but like, I'm like, you do what on a weekend? How many people? And it's just like, yeah, we do it every weekend. It's just a thing that the gay community do. Like, they're just open. I'm like, bro.
Yeah. But then the heterosexual had never taken follow from that. No. And I think only now that people are like, oh, actually, married people.
We're doing it too. The gay community is like, keep out of our bloody community. Now, what we do is for us, not you. Goddamn straight people. Back onto the topic of having the conversation. So let's actually get into how to have an open and honest conversation with your partner about potentially joining the lifestyle. Now, men going to the partner, we're going to the wife, how they approach that, how they say it, has to be very specific. This is from me. I'm not speaking for all of mankind, all the men out there. Just my own point of view. Disclaimer. Okay, don't shoot me. But if I was coming to you, what I know now, I know that I cannot ring any alarm bells in your head about this situation. I wouldn't come up to you and say, I've been having these thoughts about bringing another woman into the bedroom, because instantly you're going to have alarm bells like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah,
He doesn't like me? He thinks I'm not sexy? Am I not good in the bedroom? You know, all these things.
I could name 10 right now that I'm like, I'd be thinking, woo, 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 and then it just shuts the whole conversation down.
Yeah.
Whatever you were saying afterwards, I don't care. Like, I don't care what you're saying and what you've got to say to me, but I just feel right now that I'm not good enough and you just want to leave me.
Exactly. So it's just so I'm saying that. But if I came to you and I said, okay, look, I've just been thinking, I want to try possibly bring another guy into the bedroom. I think it's quite hot, like seeing you like with two guys, me and another guy. Like, what do you think? From my point of view, that seems to ring less alarm bells. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Or maybe another couple as well, so you're both getting something out of it, because we've always had that.
Would that spark a thing of alarm bells? Because there's another woman in there. I'm talking about getting just onto that first step. Don't look at the full staircase. Just get onto the full step bring another guy, because there's no alarm bell. There's no threat, is there?
Yeah, no. Unless they're like, but why? It all depends on the person, but I definitely think women think of a million different reasons why. Like, why? Do you want to tell me something? Are you straight? And why do you want to bring someone else in? So I do think you need to just tiptoe into it.
Do you know the problem with you women? You ask too many goddamn questions. You ask too many questions.
Interrogation. Spotlight. Why? Yeah. What? Who? When? Why?
I've just seen someone on telly.
That looked like a knife. I'm going to kill it.
Yeah, but, you know, and from a guy's perspective, if you came to me and was like, yo, babes, listen, what are you saying? Another chick in the room? We'll just, me and you just bang her, and then we'll just see where it goes. Hey, tell me you're going to say no.
Like you said.
Tell me you're going to say no. Tell me.
He's having a moment with the camera there. Like you says, it's not threatening. It's very much, let me think about that. How do I actually feel about that? Rather than straight away, that's a threat. I want to bring another guy into the bedroom. You'd be like, that's straight away.
Like, back the fuck up, bitch. What the fuck? Whoa.
Initially, it's just a threat to you.
Yeah.
Like, and then a number 101 questions are like, Why?
Is my
What?
dick not big
Yeah.
enough? Have I not got enough girth?
So I suppose it is the
What's
same,
going on?
isn't it? So
Well, yeah.
bringing someone in, especially if you don't know, and if you've not had that conversation with your partner about their sexual God's sake, sexual orientation as well. Like, it took me how many years to tell you that? Well, that was our conversation, wasn't it? How many years it took me to tell you that I've been with another woman. So
Hot story, by the way.
hot story. So previously, you thought I was straight.
Yeah.
So if we didn't open them floodgates, it might have been a completely different conversation that we had as well.
Yeah. But I know people right now are screaming at the screen going, but what point do I actually ask my partner to start swinging? Like, when is the right time? When is the right
All
time?
I know is the wrong time is to like have this conversation and think it's like, set in stone, this is what we're going to do. If you're talking dirty during sex and you're like, oh, I really want to have like one cock here, one cock there, one cock, and you're like, yeah, let's do that. And then you're like, and then you bring it up again and you're like, yeah, it's set in stone that we're definitely going to be swingers. We're going to start this lifestyle because of the dirty talk that you've just had in bed.
Yeah.
And it was just dirty talk.
Yeah, I could just imagine like some people out there doing really, really dirty talk during sex, and the next day someone brings it up, and then they'd be like, I don't remember anything what you've just said, to be honest with you. What conversation did we have last night? What, 4 dicks? I said 4 dicks. I didn't say 4 dicks. Me? No. No.
Because some people are quite ashamed as well of what they've said during sexy time. Like, I used to be like, I don't want to talk about like this thing like during the day. I'm a professional woman. Like, I don't want to talk about this. And I never used to talk about it unless we were having sex, I suppose.
When you're in the moment.
When you're in the moment and you're enjoying it and you're just letting go and being free. But when you're bringing it up at breakfast and you're like, I don't want to talk
So what
about
you're saying
now.
is, obviously you talk about it during sex, you get that hot talk going, and then maybe just slightly after that while the emotions are still running high?
Yeah, I think so. That's how we had that conversation. So we're just talking about our experience maybe as well.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? There's probably a better way of having that conversation, because for guys, there's a thing called post-nut clarity. And what it is a guy will have wild thoughts going through his head, but as soon as he comes, they don't exist anymore. He's back to being a normal human being, a good stand-up citizen, and yeah, just cracks on with his work.
And that idea that you had in your head.
That idea that you had is
yeah,
like,
no, not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm okay until the next time I'm horny.
Exactly. But hey guys, if you are enjoying this episode, please like and subscribe to the SwingHub channel. Also follow us on Instagram at SwingHub app, and we'll see you over there. Can you remember when Open House aired on Channel 4?
Yeah.
And how many messages did you get
Yeah,
going,
I
we've
had
just watched this TV show?
So many messages that it just sparked the conversation. Just sat there on a night, eating your little chocolates, having a glass of wine, or just enjoying it, and just seeing it on mainstream TV. You're like, oh, let's watch this together.
For me,
maybe.
that's the perfect time to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because you're watching it, and instead of like being like, you know, you sat on toilet and I'm like, yo, babes, do you want to fruit something with another chick? You know, you kind of watch this TV show and you kind of can talk about it afterwards, but because you've watched it, it's a talking point.
And you're already on that kind of open-mindedness because you've seen it on this mainstream TV channel.
Yes.
It's being put out there and it's like, oh, actually, there's other people out there that having these same thoughts and desires. Just like I said when we first started and you were like, oh, shall we look at a swingers website? And I'm like, I'm not a swinger. That's an awful word to use. Like, do not call me that. He's like, we're swingers now, Olivia. And I'm like, please don't. And I think when you have the perception of these words and these things, you then put up a wall up again, don't you? But if you're in that mindset, you're seeing it out there, you're seeing it on mainstream TV, and you're basically going, hang on a minute, this is okay. Like, these people, there is people out there having these thoughts like I am. And also, like we said, when we signed up to that swinging website, and I saw so many people on there, and there were quite a few people that they were same age as us, living around us, and I was like, oh, okay, this is actually something that people do.
Yeah.
And I think being in that environment and watching it on mainstream and seeing content creators online promoting it and being really sex positive and really positive about being in the lifestyle and being a swinger.
It's a good hot topic. For me, that'd be the perfect way of starting the conversation.
Yeah. Whereas when we first started, there wasn't anything like that.
No.
So I suppose back in my day, there wasn't anything out there. So yeah, it was scary. But I think now people, more and more people having these conversations because they're seeing stuff on social media and it's been more mainstream and it is becoming less taboo.
Bro, it's
so
everywhere.
I feel like these conversations shouldn't be as scary as what
No.
a conversation was, I suppose.
Hey, if you wanted to be sneaky about it, right? I'm not condoning this behaviour whatsoever, but it just put a thought into my head. If you wanted to be really sneaky, grab a phone, go on TikTok. Wait a minute, I finished. Go on TikTok and then just type in loads of swinging words and watch loads of swinging content. And next time she's on TikTok, that's all it'll show. That's all it'll show.
Because of the algorithm.
Because of the algorithm.
You're a psycho.
I'm a psycho. Please don't do that. That's the wrong way of doing it. Yeah, that is the wrong way of
but
doing
it
it.
is, isn't it? It's funny how like stuff turns up on your FYP page or and you're like, why has it done that? It is because maybe you are searching for that kind of content or it's popped up and it does spark people's interest and it's like, hang on a minute, I have seen you on my FYP page and it's really like intriguing and I had to go on and watch more, even though they might particularly not want to be in the lifestyle or not even thought about being in the lifestyle, and then they see all the content on there and like, actually this is really interesting and I want to know more.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember the video you did? And it was like the icebreaker for having the conversation. And you pretty much was like, if you want to get to a lifestyle but you don't want to talk to your partner, just send me this video. And it was saying, look, your partner loves you. They don't want to live with anyone or be with anyone else apart from you. They just feel secure enough in the relationship to explore together as a team. Bro, the amount of shares that got.
Yeah,
that video,
I remember.
just kind of because people are like, they've kind of brought it up and it's a hard way to explain, like, I do love you and I do want to be with you forever. I just feel like we're strong enough to just explore sexually as a team together, me and you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm trying to say. And sometimes hearing it from someone else.
Yeah, and I think it's really hard to comprehend, like we were saying, like being with other people is really hard to comprehend to some people, the fact that it makes our relationship completely different and for the better.
Yeah.
And we have all these emotions after we've played with someone or spoke to someone. Even when we first started, it was just basically speaking to someone sparked them like feelings, didn't it? And it is hard to comprehend that. Why would you want to do this? But it does, like, because no one's leaving, no one's packing the bags. You love me, I love you, but I just want to explore all these fantasies. I don't want to be on my deathbed thinking, what if? Like, I wanted to do this, I wanted to experience this, but I'm now here and I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. And if, say, I can say this justifiably, is, if your partner turns around and says, oh, don't be silly, nobody does that. Please believe me, a lot of people are doing this. The lifestyle is very discreet for a lot of people. Behind closed doors, there's a lot of shit going down in there.
There's hundreds of thousands.
Oh,
just
crazy.
In the UK.
Yeah. So if you're not doing it, you're probably the odd ones out, actually, if you're not doing it. So
What was that? What was that TikTok that we did? It was like, how many people in the US are like into swinging, and it's like,
oh, they've had an experience.
Oh, they've had an experience in it, and it's like one in
3.
1 in 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you're watching from America, someone on your street, a couple of people on your street, actually, I think it's Dirty Doris, the 80-year-old, 7 dicks and all that.
But yeah,
doing wank tents in a bed.
You liked that one, didn't you?
Right, what are we calling it? A wank cocoon or a wank tent?
I like wank cocoon.
Wank cocoon.
Wank cocoon.
Wank cocoon. Yeah, you just get yourself and just
And it always has to be under.
Yeah, you have to tuck it under. And
And
your
I
feet have
feel
to be
like-
up straight because with your cock, if you're rubbing it, your cock hits the top of the sheet, it can be like...
I don't have that problem, do I?
So you get your phone. I've got the details now. So you get your phone and you hold it up against the sheet, so you've got the space for your. The space for
I'll take a picture for you all next time he does it.
That's it. We're doing the wank cocoon. That's it. Yeah.
Sneaking
Well,
in.
they're doing it.
While you're doing it together.
Come on, if I do a wank cocoon and then Bailey's head just goes, "What are you doing?" What was it? It's warm. Ah! Ah!
How old your phone get?
I hold
That's
your
a more
phone.
loop.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a great way, anyway, to get really started.
Yeah, so I definitely think like using your tools now. We've got so many tools. Just approach it, maybe talk about it during sex just to give it a feel.
I've got a question
then-
for you.
Okay. What's the question?
So that person goes up to the partner, or they're watching a TV series, or watching, say, Open House, or they've seen a TikTok and they kind of said to the partner,
Yeah.
and their partner turns around and goes, "There's no way on earth I would ever participate in that, regardless of what these other people are doing." What does that other person do?
Just shut it down. Like, just shut it down. Like, okay.
What the idea of swinging?
Just the idea of swinging, yeah. I think if the person that you're speaking to, your partner, your wife, your husband, whoever you're speaking to, if they are totally and utterly against it, you cannot persuade or convince that person, because I feel like swinging isn't for everyone. It isn't. And there is so many people that do want to do it, but their partner is completely opposite. And I feel like you're in that relationship, you love that person, you want to spend the rest of your life with that person. Why would you then do something to detriment that? Like, if they're not down for it, it's a no. No means no. And I feel like you both need to be 100% on the same page going into the swinging lifestyle. Because if you're not on the same page, it just does not work.
Totally agree.
I've got a few questions for you guys before we wrap it up,
Ooh.
if you don't mind.
Quick Q&A.
Quick little Q&A. just a few
Ooh.
little fun
Quick
ones.
fire round.
Ooh.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
quick little
don't
fire
put
round,
me on.
random questions.
Okay.
Just keep on your toes.
You've got me. You got my attention, baby. Go on.
That's good. Right, keeping on the topic of sex. Do you guys have like a celebrity crush where you like, if they came up to us and said let's fuck, you'd like,
Oh. So if we've got a celebrity crush and they came up to us and said let's fuck, would we let you?
yeah. So it's gonna be a two-part question, but I want to hear both yours. So if it was just one, who would you be with?
Do you know what? I don't look at, if I'm being truthfully honest with you, I actually don't look at celebrities and go, oh my God, I would do anything to bend her over and just ram her one. That's very laddish, wasn't it?
I'm gonna say.
But there must be someone where you've gone, I won't mind.
Who's that older lady from Saving Grace? That's like 80, 90-year-old.
We were talking about last night.
Yeah.
Because we were like on about like the MILF clubs and how
Yeah.
old is too old.
Yeah.
And I was like, what about Jane Fonda? Because she is like amazing for her age.
Jane Fonda looks really, really hot, but I feel like she's really fragile at the same time.
How old is Jane Fonda?
Let's find out.
Oh yeah, find out how old Jane Fonda is. But I feel like as much as she might have that attitude, does she?
85.
She's 85. Oh no, I don't know. It's too hot. It's way too old.
Do you know what? I probably would.
Jane, yeah,
Probably would. I
You
know
would?
She's 85, but she looks good for 85.
yeah,
She's
but she's
amazing.
she can be really fragile, isn't she? And just kind of like you just don't
Break
want
a
to
hip.
break it. Yeah,
Or
The
maybe
way
she's
you want to
experienced,
fuck.
so she knows how
I've
to
got
do
this
it.
thing where if they're in doggy, I like to put their arms behind their back and just pow, 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 pow. Bro, by the time I finish, I'm gonna have two arms in me, in my hands, and it'll just be dust on the bed, like. Oh.
And back, like, I'm going to say,
Have you got a
so-
celebrity crush?
Well, you know that I'm so bad at celebrities and I just don't pay attention really.
Yeah. Anyway, your question was shit. What's the next
Yeah.
one?
So, celebrity crushes, I don't really have
Don't
one.
have one, because my next question was going to be, if you would have a threesome or moresome with celebrities, which ones would you choose?
Do you know what? I think I would. This is the deal. I would choose to go with famous porn stars.
Yeah, they're classic celebrities.
Yeah, are they though?
In
Yeah.
this world they are.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody said I were a celebrity, so you know, come on.
Yeah, fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
No, don't go there.
I'm a celebrity. Oh my God, my name's VistaWife. Hi. Oh, yeah. I'm not really a celebrity.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I want to hear your porn star, Gage.
My porn star name?
No.
Maximus Dick. What?
No, so instead of celebrity, porn star.
Porn star.
I've got a little story. Oh, I know it was a quick. This is supposed to be a quick fire round. We're
Okay.
supposed to give the.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Let's tell Billy the porn stars.
I want to hear the story.
Okay, go on.
So, Gage's favourite porn star when he was a kid was at the UK Glamour Awards.
Yes, you are. You know Michelle Fawn? Bro. I
And
used
you
to
were
beat
like-
the meat to Michelle Fawn.
And you were like, oh my God, Olivia, that's her. I used to always watch her porn when I was a kid. And then it was.
Yeah, we got invited to the UK Glamour Awards with a company that wanted to partner with us, and I would just kind of, it was more for like online content creators, people that do OnlyFans and stuff. And when I got there, like Wayne Lineker were there. Who's a big gangster? White guy, quite short, Cockney. I don't know his
And
name.
then Chico were there.
Chico were there,
time,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
time.
Chico was scrubbing his nose quite a bit. And hey, I'm just saying what I saw. That's all right. I'm just saying, like, don't shoot me. But I looked across the room and I saw Michelle Fawn, and I was like, oh my God, Olivia, I used to fucking beat the meat to her quite a lot back in my younger days in my wank cocoon. Yeah, and I saw her and she copped for me, and I went like that. To be fair, Michelle had a few drinks, so I don't know if you were actually looking at me, but I was like, because you're on the other side of like the room, and then she went, I swear to God, hand on heart, she went. I was like, holy shit, I'm about to like fuck Michelle Fawn in the middle of this club in front of everyone. And I went over, shit my pants, got a photo, said thank you, and then went back to my table. Like, thank you, Michelle, big fan, bye.
Number one, wank fair.
Yeah.
Right, tell you what then, I've got a better question for you.
Okay.
Would you rather have average sex every day for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Or the best, most amazing sex you can ever think of, but only once a year?
So Billy's question, if you didn't hear that for the audio listeners, was: would you rather have average sex every day for the rest of your life, or you can have the most mind-blowing sex just once a year? I'm gonna have to go average.
I'm gonna go once a year. Because you can always beat one out in your wank cocoon.
Oh my God. Why would I choose average? I think, like, to be fair, me and you, we have sex, like, not with other people, together quite a lot. Every night, every other night. Like, we're that bad. We can watch a Netflix. Oh my God, am I doing this right now? We enjoy each other's. I spill in the deets. That's it. This is like behind the scenes.
This is like a definite, like, everything that we've done on these podcasts. Are like...
Yeah, we pretty much have sex every night, every other night, and we do this thing called throwing a pillow. And I'm sorry, I've started it. I'm gonna have to go there now. And you know, if one of us has got a bit of a horn on, we'll turn to one another and we'll be like, "Are you throwing the pillow?" You'll ask me, I'll ask you, and then you just throw a pillow to the end of the bed. What Olivia will do then is, in doggy, rest on the pillow while watching the Netflix, pull her pants down, and we just do doggy while having sex while watching the program. So we're not missing out on the Netflix show. You know, when you have full sex and you kind of like, fuck, I've got to rewind that. I missed half of it. We still keep engaged with the Netflix thing while kind of still having sex.
Get your fix.
Yeah, but there's people that are going, oh my God, like, so you don't actually, you're just kind of like separated from each other, like disconnected, you're just using each other's bodies, and it's like, well, yeah, for one. But we do have our like intimate moments, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, so.
But needs must.
Needs must, end of the day. We've got needs, baby, you know,
So
end
I'm
of the
not
day.
a grumpy bitch the next day.
Yeah, if you don't get sex, Jesus Christ.
Speaking about cocoons, what was the last porn you watched?
Ooh, we're gonna have to make this the last question and wrap this up soon. All right. So that is a really good question. What was the last porn you watched? I bet it's lesbian. Women have a thing. Women watch lesbian porn. I've only just figured it out. What? Why?
I don't know. Like,
if it's straight women watch lesbian porn, bro, admit to me now. Could you bash one out over a gay porn? No. Totally different things in it. What's a desire?
I don't know. It just always has been.
Yeah.
But then I suppose like I can't say it from a straight person anymore. So.
But going back to fantasies that we spoke about on episode 2. Your big fantasy is being dominated by another woman, isn't it? Like proper, like tied up and like
and I've never
in my
had
pussy,
that.
bitch.
Yeah,
that sort of.
I've never got that. I know somebody who probably could do it.
Who?
Can't tell now.
Oh, I'm gonna say we could have a little secret. Move the mics away.
A secret.
Yeah, just move the mics around. Move the mics around. Go, Linda. Okay. And then, Nate and Linda, if you're watching from the playroom, big shout out to you, baby.
We've already had that conversation.
Yeah, she wants dominating. Reach out.
Shit.
Yeah. I go through phases of what different type of porn I watch. Now, when I go on a porn website, I can be in a mood for something I know what I'm going for straight away. Or I have to have a good flick through. It's like I'm reading a menu. I have to go through everything and see what video captures my attention. But the last one I watched, I think it was Glory Hole Cream Pies. I'm so embarrassed, right? Am I going red?
This is really, really bizarre because obviously we're so open and free and sexual, but we never talk about
but I think
A, when we wank, or B, when we watch porn. Like,
but I think you've got to have your own personal thing that's just for you in terms of like what you like to watch and that sort of stuff. And
you don't watch porn together?
No,
never really have we?
No, I don't. I think for me to watch porn is I've got to be like, oh my god, I'm really horny, and just I don't know. I feel like I'm just embarrassed talking about Glory Hole Cream Pies now. That's it.
But anyway, that's the end. That's the wrap. Talking about the conversation, it will be hard. It will be difficult. But I think baby steps into it, and you never know what could happen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You could join a lifestyle. You could be messaging us going, oh my God, I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah, or you might be stuck in a wank cocoon for like the rest of your life. I don't know that yet. Guys, this is SwingHub Podcast. Please follow us on @SwingHub App on Instagram, @SwingHub App on Twitter. I'm Gage.
I'm Olivia.
Thank you very much for watching. See you soon, guys.
Happened to me. Oh,